What are your thoughts on the future of CBG and CBN and some of the other minor cannabinoids, but especially CBG? Like, first of all, what's the difference between CBG and CBD, and why would a company want to pick up some CBG products? And then number two, like, what is the future of it in your eyes?
So it's an excellent question. I think CBD has done incredible things for the cannabis industry as a whole, right? It opened up the entire world to, hey, this isn't just a plant that gets you high, it's also medicine, a non-psychoactive medicine. And CBD is, the next most prevalent cannabinoid in there and easiest to extract. I think the third typically most prevalent cannabinoid in there is CBG. And CBG is a more powerful anti-inflammatory. It more focuses, or it has more of an effect on your receptors for mental health and for your gut health. So it's very similar to CBD, but it has, I think it's more potent, and it's what they call the stem cell of all cannabinoids. So all the other cannabinoids essentially, like it starts at CBG.
Yeah, it's like the mother cannabinoid, right?
Yeah. And if you understand how the endocannabinoid system works in our bodies, it's, we have these receptors that, in our nervous system, our endocrine, our brain tissues, our pain receptors, our mood receptors. And when you have, each cannabinoid can play very differently to these receptors, so if it's, CBN or something, if you're taking it, it all depends on what you're taking it for, right? But like CBC, CBL, all these lesser known cannabinoids, I'm very excited for those to come to market, because, the way that they react specifically with our bodies is incredibly unique and incredibly powerful. And I think it's going to give a lot of these pharmaceutical applications, a run for their money. And when it comes to, gut health, when it comes to mental health and focus and clarity, I think CBG is by far. I mean, have you tried like CBG, just straight CBG capsules or CBG flower?
No, I'd love to, man. I'm gonna hit you up later.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a care package. Yeah, it's phenomenal, and the fact that it's being, pretty much only this year, like done at scale, right? And just like the price compression on, everything else. I mean, not as much as, CBD came down, but it's like, last year, I remember CBG was 50,000 a kilo 2 years ago. Now it's like 2,000 a kilo.
I remember when CBD was 50,000 a kilo when I got into this. Now it's like 600 or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my God, dude. But yeah, so it's interesting. And then of course, Delta 8 came out of nowhere. Nobody could have predicted that. Because I kept saying, like 2 years ago, I had been screaming CBN is going to be the next big cannabinoid, and it just hasn't happened yet for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So it's hard to predict these things. And that's what the industry is all about. You got to be nimble. You got to move fast, because there's just always these things that we can't predict in this crazy cannabis world that we live in.
Absolutely. Well, I think consumer education, because like brands aren't going to start making it until the consumers demand it, And once, a couple of brands make it and those products start taking off, other brands are going to take notice and start doing it. CBN, it's remarkable. I've got some water soluble CBN here that, it puts me to sleep like a baby. It's incredible.
Looks like out like a light, right?
Yeah. And I've been, rotating sleeping pills for the last 20 years of my life.
Wow.
And it's so interesting too. Even, even water soluble CBD, it's like, I took CBD for years and I'm like, I feel it. Like I understand like how it helps, people, and I understand the science behind it. So I take it like a multivitamin, and if I'm like working out the day before, if I, whatever, I think that I feel it. But then once I started taking the water soluble stuff, I'm like, oh, this is how it actually feels. And I think the future of, any cannabinoid products is going to have to be something that, whether it's a breath strip or a drink or a tincture or whatever it is. I think that, the future of cannabinoid products is going to be, not what the package says it's going to do. It's how it actually makes you feel. And that's going to be, all nano water soluble products. So you try a nano CBN or CBC. Like I tried a CBC and retinol nano product the other day. My skin was like butter for 3 days. It was incredible.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, we're on the same path, dude. I'm working with my partner Chris Thayer and this German biochemist Volker, who's been doing nano formulations forever. And I've tried like other nano formulations.
German formulator called Volker.
Yeah, we got a German biochemist named Volker. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah, super good.
yeah, and it's the best nano formulation I've ever tried. Like literally, you take like a drop and it just floods through your body. You can feel it almost instantly. It's like in 3 seconds. It's incredible. And so yeah, that's the future, I think, as well. And like you said, it goes back to educating the consumers. Even I would say like close to half of your people out there don't even know what CBD is, let alone a nano formulation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's up to us in the industry to educate and let people know about these different ways of absorbing the medicine. And I think it's just all about new ways of getting the medicine into our bodies as effectively and fast as possible. And nano is the best way to do that.
Absolutely.